Hello, it's me, Louisa. It's a gorgeous spring day here in New England, where I live. And my sister and I have been having this really in-depth conversation for the last couple of weeks regarding titles, people titles, how we're dressed, what we want to be called, and how difficult it is for so many people to just respect it, you know? So as I was driving today, I came up with this concept as I was driving along thinking, what can I talk about this? Because it's really important to me. It's really important to a lot of people. And I really hope and pray that this message meets the ears of a lot of people, a lot of very super caring people and people that are really not necessarily built from the same cloth as I am. And a lot of my friends are. So what's the concept? What's the title of this video? The title of this video is Let's Buy All the Bullets for the Hate Guns that we allow people to own and hurt us with often based on words, based on words. And I grew up, and yes, it's not the same day and age. We're not living in the same place, but sticks and stones may break your bones and names will never hurt you. So here's how I feel like that can actually, old things come around sometimes and they have to have value because they lasted for so long, So the longer you allow someone to know they're hurting you with their words, the more you're giving them ammunition for their gun to shoot at you. Do you know what I mean? With the whole, right now in our world, I think this generation is so blessed and cursed. And the blessing is that we as a society, parents who've seen the hurt and the pain and the hate crimes against gay youth in our growing ups and how much pain it caused so many people. Right now, we live in a society where parents are saying, you know what? Tell me how you identify. And I'm going to make sure that you're living the life you want to live the life you were meant here to have, And I think it's beautiful. And then there's some parents that don't do that. And, that's a whole nother topic of sorrow for my heart, because you made this child. You made this child out of love, and it should only live in love no matter what they tell you. They're your child and you have to love them. But let's do this. Let's just play a game, okay? If someone calls me fat, right? And I'm, oh my God, they called me fat, and they see my emotions. Guess what I've done? I've given them one up on me. I've allowed them to tell me I'm fat. I know what I look like. I have mirrors in my home. But you know what? I don't judge myself on the size of my pants. I judge myself on the size of my heart, right? So someone calls me fat, I say, what are you going to do? I like cannolis. Instantaneously, they're taken back. Wait a second, I didn't hurt her? They may have, but that's for me to know. That's for my private space. That's for when I go home and go, God, that person hurt my feelings. You know what? But if the second you give a bully the inch they want to show that their words or their actions are affecting you, they are winning that race. They are winning that game. And it's not, who cares? The F slang, which I will not say one derogatory word in this entire video. You're going to have to put your mind to work. When two people of the same sex love each other and people cause hate crimes for their love, aren't you sad for the people causing the hate crimes? I understand listen, I'm not saying that the victims aren't victims. They are. But how sad is your life that you're walking through this world hating on love? It's insane. And it hurts my heart. But if you own it, if you say, yeah, I'm that F slang, yeah, I'm whatever bad thing you think I am because you're ignorant, so be it. I'm living happy. I'm living my life. And you know what? I owe you nothing. And the more we do that, the more we stand up and say, I don't care what you're calling me. I don't care what you think of me. I am who I am. I'm a good person, and I'm going to live my truth. And that's all that matters. When we live in our truth, that's all that matters. But here's the thing about living in your truth. If your close circle of people love you for your truth, if your parents love you for your truth, or your grandparents love you for your truth, or your family doesn't love you for your truth, but you have a core set of people that love you for your truth, that is all that matters. Everybody that doesn't matter simply doesn't matter. You want to be called he, and they see that you're representing as a female, but in your heart you're a he. Do not fight it. They see what they see. They say what they say. And in time, as you come to who you are, as you grow with your strength and your power and your courage to emerge as the person you know within your chest, don't give anybody a bullet to shoot you with. Don't be offended if they say miss. Don't be offended if they say mister. If that's what, your assigned gender was, that is visible to the public. You know what I mean? Because they don't matter. Love matters. I love you. People I know, gay people that I've known forever and ever and ever, I love them. And I love them because their love is so pure and beautiful. And I feel bad for anybody who steps in and tries to tell them that they're wrong for loving. There is not one word in the entire dictionary that affects me. I have a story. I know, you're shocked. I have a story. And this again is about one of my children, but it happened years and years and years ago. So like we know, my oldest boy will be 29. So this was when he was little. And he got into a lot of trouble. He was in so much trouble because he had done something. He had snuck behind a car in a parking lot to surprise me. And in the meantime, I had a heart attack, almost died, because I thought, number one, he was abducted because I couldn't find him for like literally 1 minute. So of course someone took him and ran, whatever, I'm crazy. And number two, I was petrified that he was going to get hit by a car because he was ducking down. So anyway, obviously I reprimanded him loudly in the car. And his reply to me was, "I hate you." And I stood there and looked at him for a moment as we got out of the car. He's like, "I hate you. I just hate you." And he wanted to go running off, and I stopped him. I said, "1 second. And he looked at me and I said, "I just want you to know I'm so proud of you. I am so proud that you can identify what you're truly feeling on the inside. And I think it's amazing. And thank you for sharing that with me." And I kind of bursted his bubble. I shot the bubble with a BB gun and popped the hate bubble, because in that one moment where my 7-year-old boy could have become my biggest bully, because as soon as you let a child know that the word hate affects you, they're going to use it every day. Congratulating them on their ability to identify emotion. I still remember the look on his face. I was complimenting him in the middle of his rage. And yeah, did it hurt somewhere in my heart? Sure. Did I know he was just acting out on the fact that, he had gotten in trouble? Yeah. But it didn't affect me mentally. I stopped a 7-year-old bully from using that word for the rest of his life. He never said it again, because you know what? I was proud. I was proud he could identify. Now, what I've learned in my lifetime as I go on is that most people, when they use derogatory statements regarding homosexuality, weight, intelligence, the list can go on, and for whatever reasons my mind is blank right now. But what I have found, when somebody is so angry with someone else's love story, something inside them is resonating. Something inside them is mad because they're not allowed to live their truth. So they're acting out. When someone calls me fat, ugly, okay, you can't be everyone's cat's meow, you just can't be. And that's fine, because it is what it is. We all have opinions. But I'm never going to allow someone to know that she is hurting, that they are hurting me. Anyone, a man, a woman, a child. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it for your own psyche. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying we have to build a coat of armor. And no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying you just have to remove yourself from that situation with as much strength as you could muster to let the person know who's trying to shoot you with a hate bullet that it didn't affect you. Because every time you do that, you're deflecting their hate. And where are they going to go with it? After you denounce hate, after you denounce all the negative words and say they have no value to me, they don't matter to me, you're not harming me, you're nobody to me, you don't matter to me, then what happens? You've lessened that load. You've taught them with love. Believe it or not, most important thing to do in this world is to teach your enemy with love. Why is that? Because if you teach them with love, then the only thing they can do is proceed with love. So we have to buy those hate bullets. We have to buy all the negative words, the F slang, the D slang, mental health, all the horrible words that people say about mental health, or a child that was born with some type of defect within their mind that doesn't allow them to grow in the way that a child with a productive, without that repercussion in birth, or that effect in their brain or somewhere in their body. That's a different kind of pain, because I don't know about that one. Because if I overheard someone speaking of a child, like an autistic child, or a child who has some type of malfunctioning within their brain that causes them to be a little bit delayed, I'd be angry, because how ignorant can you be to speak horribly about a child? But that little child knows that their family loves them, and that will change in time as well. Words have become too powerful, and yes, words matter, but we have to start fighting back on those negative words and lessening their value. When we come together as a community and lessen the value of all the horrible slang words, the hate crimes, when we stop it, when we start acting towards it like, fine, you're not affecting me, we're going to change the world. I want my daughter to live in a world where there's love surrounding her. I don't want who she is, what her mind is, what her body is. I don't want my child to walk through this earth thinking she needs to please people who are not me. She doesn't even need to please me. She just needs to be a good person. Live your life, do good or bad. I don't care what you do. Don't harm little kids, don't harm old people, and don't harm animals. I'm good. I don't, But my point here is, I think as a society, as a humanitarian, which is what I say I am, and I have some snickers when I say that, but as a humanitarian, I want to change the hate. I want to change the ignorance. And the more I think about it, and the more I think about like school and growing up, and how you saw the bully's reaction to the pain they were causing and how it kept up. It might last a day or two longer. It might keep on going on, maybe a week or so if they're coming at you with these horrible words. But at some point, if you stand your ground and you say, your words are not affecting me, your words are not affecting me, because it doesn't matter what you think. It matters who I am. It matters when I put my head on my pillow. It matters when I pray to my maker and he tells me I'm good. That's what matters. Your opinion of me, because probably your opinion of me is actually more identifiable to you, and you're jealous of what I have. You're jealous of the ability to be free, for people to love me, for me to be confident in what I am as a human being. That's where hate comes from. Ignorance of not being able to be free enough and confident enough to live their truth. Let people say what they want. Honest. Let them say the negative words, and every time you hear it, just look at them and let them know it doesn't bother you. Let's try something new. I'm constantly on a mission to try something new. Try something new. Hit them with their own crap. I'm ugly. Okay. But you know what? I'm happy. I'm ugly to you. I'm happy to me. I'm short. I can never fix that. I am, what I am. I was a welfare child. I'm not that now, but when I was a child, those were the words that struck me down. I was the kid without a dad. Those words struck me down. And I think about it, and I remember going, like, there's nothing I can do except change my future. And guess what? I did, with the power of a confident mind and the love of people that were in my village, my mom, my sisters, my close friends. And that's what we need. And if you're a teenager struggling right now, a young American, a young adult, a young anywhere on earth, and you need love, just inbox me. My email is Weezy, WEEZE 21 Alberino, ALBERINO @gmail.com. Reach out. You have a family that wants to love you, and we're proud of who you are and how you live. No matter what, love is love. Hate will always be hate, but the less power we give hate, the less it exists. All right, so it's 16:35. Who knows what my thumbnail will be? I'm sure my mouth will be wide open. It's become a joke. Please pass this on if you find that it was helpful. Pass it on if you think it matters. And you know what? Inbox, please, if you are out there, anyone, male, female, child, old enough to have a computer or phone, who sees this video, adults that are confused by other people's hate, reach out. I'll love you. Because you know what? That's my job. That's our jobs. Our job as a community is to love our brothers and sisters for exactly who they are. Okay. Love, peace, and happiness to everybody. Happy Easter to all. Thank you. I appreciate you listening.